welcome back to the football. Now we're back with the transfer news today, actually, for Stockport County. It's been a relatively quiet start to the window for Stockport County. No real news of players coming in. There's been a couple of players gone out, obviously back to their parent club from their loan spells. We will touch on that, but also we do have finally a bit of news about a player potentially coming in for Stockport County, so we'll go into that in a second, but we will just go into the statement which County released earlier today to say that County duo Tyler Onyango and Michael Mellon have both been recalled from their loan spells by Everton and Burnley respectively. We'd like to thank both of them for their contributions over the next half of the season and wish them in the next stage of their careers. Michael Mellon's completed a move to Bradford City today, I think, as well for the second half of the season. Onyango's obviously gone back to Everton. I think Teo Adramola's gone back as well to Crystal Palace, but that isn't in that statement. That might be a separate one. What I would say is with Onyango, it didn't really seem to work. He actually looked better in those final couple of games before he got injured, and obviously Everton made the decision to recall him. Teo Adaramola, as I say, I'm pretty sure he has gone back to Crystal Palace. It's not really worked for him. Obviously, we'll face them on Sunday. Who knows? Maybe he'll play up against us. Who knows? But will be an interesting one. Obviously, Michael Mellon just didn't really seem to hit the ground running. I think he got injured in pre-season. Never really looked up to the level when he did play, but then didn't get too much of an opportunity. And to be honest, I want to talk about that because I think that a lot of our sort of summer business, a lot of the players we brought in, it hasn't really appeared to work. You know, you sort of look at it, and I don't want to go too much into it because I'm going to do a video a bit more in depth on this at a later point. But a lot of the players we brought in haven't really got loads of minutes. Obviously, Louis Spate has been the most successful player brought in the summer. Louis Barry obviously on loan as well. Those two are standout. But other than that, Jack Diamond's probably had the most minutes, sort of behind Louis Spate in terms of players that came in the summer. He's not really cut the mustard either. Cut the mustard, is that a phrase? I don't know, I'm making it one. And, Jaden Fevrier's looked good, but he's injured at the moment, and he's not really had as much game time as I'd like him to have. Obviously, people who watch this regularly know that I'm a big fan of Jay Mingy. I think he's looked good. I think he started the season really well, but then he was taken off against Birmingham. I've not seen him since. Granted, we only played one game since, but it just doesn't look like Chalmers really seems to rate a lot of the players which were brought in the summer, and that's a concern going into January because it means that we got the recruitment wrong in the summer. The keeper, obviously, Corey Adai brought in. He's been dropped to the bench. Is he going to start against Crystal Palace on Sunday? Question marks there, because is he going to go full strength? Does he even have the choice of going full strength? Obviously, we'll delve more into that again on the live preview tomorrow at 8 o'clock, which I'll be doing with Adam. So I don't want to go into that too much there, but basically just, a snapshot of basically saying the window in the summer didn't work out, and is that going to be a similar story in this window, in January, where I think Dave Challen would really prefer to have players in. I think we certainly need that, like I said in my sort of post-match review almost in the vlog on the Mansfield game on Saturday. We've got to replace Louis Barry, we've got to replace Paddy Madden. That's just two areas of the pitch which we need to recruit in January, and there's probably more positions as well. If Fraser Horsfall's going to be out till almost the full season, if not the full season, he needs to be replaced as well. Louis Spate's out for a couple of weeks. There's some speculation apparently that he may be moving on, and that's why he's not available. I think that's bollocks, to be honest, but nonetheless, we need to add depth, and also all of our loan players have now gone back to their parent club, so we do need to delve into the market. I do want to see a lot. I understand we got a stadium as well, which is currently going to be having work starting soon as well. That has to be paid for somehow. We can't be going around splashing money around like Birmingham City and the likes, but I would like to see a bit more business done, and I do think, as I say, and I'll say it again, Louis Barry did paper over the cracks that was left from Paddy Madden not being replaced in the summer. So we've got to go out and we've got to bring in a striker. We've got to bring in a replacement for Louis Barry. That's the minimum. I also think we need to replace in some areas as well. And obviously it has been quiet up until now, but there's been some news in the last couple of minutes that may well be happening. And I think Dave Chalmers did say there could be bodies in between the Reading game and the Crystal Palace game. Obviously, we've got Crystal Palace on Sunday, but then next week we've got Reading. And I think he did kind of say, I think it might have been post-match Birmingham, he kind of alluded to the idea that players would probably start to come in that sort of week, between the Palace and the Reading game. And that may well be coming to fruition as well, because as I said, there is some news in the last couple of minutes to say that Manchester United greenlight Ethan Williams' January loan deal. So what's this all about? Well, this is coming from Peter O'Rourke, I think is how you pronounce his name, the Football Insider. He said that Manchester United are given the green light to Ethan Williams completing a January loan move. Sources have told the Football Insider. Stockport and Leyton Orient are two of many EFL clubs who have made contact with United about a deal for the 19-year-old this month. United now want Williams to gain first team experience after promoting him to training with their first team. He penned an official professional contract at the club back in July 2024. And he goes on to say a little bit about his background. 2005 born teenager, moved from Rochdale's youth system to the Red Devils back in 2019 and has steadily climbed into the ranks since. Seeing an academy graduate like Kobe Main who sees opportunities and establish themselves as first team regulars can inspire young prospects like Williams after signing a deal last summer. So basically, signing a new deal, he's on the cusp of getting into that first team United at the moment, but they're quite stacked in that area of the pitch. And also I think it's a bit of a complicated time for Manchester United. Obviously they're in that current period where the new managers come in, it's a new system, they're playing a 3-4-3, wing backs and wide players. You know, I think Ruben Amorim is sort of changing sometimes. Those wingers will play as wing backs and sometimes the other way around. So it's a little bit more difficult for players like Ethan Williams, I suppose, to get into that team at that, this point in time. Hence why they probably feel that the best move for him may well be to loan him out. He looks like he's had a successful time in the UEFA Youth League this season as well, contributing to 6 goals and assists in just 9 appearances across all competitions. The young winger impressed with displays, drawing attention from clubs in the EFL, despite not going out on loan in the summer. Stockport are currently 7th in League One with Leyton Orient just a point behind them in 8th. While the two clubs will battle for a playoff spot, it seems they will also fight for the signature of Williams. So it's an interesting deal. It does say that it's us and Leyton Orient and maybe some other EFL teams as well. So it's not a done deal by any means, but it's a little bit of news. And it's encouraging news, isn't it, for Stockport County? As I say, we are looking for that Louis Barry type replacement. This probably fits the bill. It's a similar type of profile of player for what we probably looked for when we brought in Louis Barry. It's a 19-year-old. Funnily enough, his birthday's the day after mine. Interesting enough, not that that's relevant, but just noticed it. But he's sort of described as a young forward player. Look, I'm looking at Transfermarkt here. Main position left winger, other positions attacking midfield, right winger. So that's probably, looking at main position left winger, that's probably the Louis Barry type replacement that we're looking for. Sounds like he's a player that can get goals and assists as well, have an impact on the game. I've not watched much of him, to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't really watch United's UEFA Youth League that often, if at all. But I've heard the name before. It's a promising name. He comes in at a decent age as well, 19 years of age. It means that he's got room to sort of grow into. He's probably not played professional football before as well. I don't think he's debuted for United previously. Nor do I think he's gone out on loan before, as far as I'm aware of. So it's an interesting one, isn't it? Left wing position. This has definitely got to be the type of Louis Barry replacement that we're looking for. We definitely consider him as an option. There's no saying that we'll get this deal done because we do face competition. But yeah, it's just an interesting one. I just thought I'd bring that to you. As I say, it has been a relatively quiet window so far. So in terms of Ethan Williams, is it a player to be excited about potentially coming in to Stockport County? And does it fill the void from that Louis Barry type replacement? As I say, that Louis Barry hole that has been left in the squad. It sounds like that's going to be the case, to be honest. So hopefully Stockport County can get that deal over the line, because we are desperate to get a player on that side, because Jack Diamond has played there, but he just doesn't look quite up to level. And even if Diamond does get to level, there's no harm in competition for places, is there? And he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play behind the striker. That hasn't gone to Transfermarkt anyway. So it sounds like an encouraging deal, an exciting deal, and I think there'll be more to this hopefully in the coming days and weeks. So that's the first bit of news I've really seen of a player coming in for Stockport County this January transfer window, and it's encouraging. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to you. So I just want to get your thoughts on this news about Ethan Williams potentially making a move to Stockport County on loan for the rest of the season. Is it something to be excited about? Is there anything in it, or is it just paper talk? I want your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, of course, do like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new as well. And as I say, we do have that live match preview coming up tomorrow night, so keep your eyes out for that one. And join in the live chat as well on that live stream tomorrow. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone's well. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.